There'll be something.
Have we been recording the whole time?
Yeah. Oh, not the whole time. But I started pressing recording when you were talking about how you wanted a Galaga. Because I was like, this sounds like good content.
I do want a Galaga.
You should get a Galaga.
I'll kick somebody's ass in a Galaga. If there's a BURGERTIME on there, or a Miss Pac-Man.
There's Pac-Man. I don't know about Miss Pac-Man. Is Miss Pac-Man different than Pac-Man, though?
Superior, because women are the superior.
Right, because they got the bow.
Yeah, they got the bow.
Amanda's accent.
They get it done. Have you ever played BURGERTIME?
I'm sure.
You make burgers. You run around on this little maze. You pick up your lettuce, your pickles. You can do double patty if you want. You can have a couple of kinds of cheeses.
Can you lose?
Yeah, you can.
How do you lose? You get like too much lettuce, not enough beef.
You just don't make your burger fast enough.
And
somebody comes after you. It's like a competing chef. It's basically like Pac-Man or Miss Pac-Man, like the way you're going around the little route, but you're picking up things for a nice,
burger.
Juicy burger. It's called BURGERTIME.
You're harvesting.
You're harvesting. Honestly, I'd love to hear from many of our listeners
who've played BURGERTIME.
If you've ever played a BURGERTIME, I will send you a gift card to your favorite burger place.
Better yet, leave it in the review.
Yeah, and if you're close or a quick plane ride away, I'll come share a burger with you.
A quick plane ride away?
Yeah, you're quick.
Oh my gosh, you were really committing.
I am committing to this.
This is great. This is a contest. Meet the host, Amanda Austin. She'll fly to you.
I will fly to you.
Anywhere domestic.
Anywhere domestic.
Or Canada.
And Canada. That's fine. I'll get a passport. Or Mexico. I want you to take me to eat your favorite burger.
I want you to take Amanda to eat your favorite burger, too.
Okay? They got to have good, solid French fries.
Oh, of course.
Because I am a French fry snob.
And maybe a salad, because I know one of your favorite combos is French fries and salad.
Do you know how happy I was when I was in Paris?
It's just French fries and salad everywhere.
French fries, salad, and creme brulee on every menu.
Pommes frites and creme brulee.
You want to clap?
Clap.
1, 2, 3.
Hi, I'm Maggie.
And I'm Amanda.
And we're sisters.
In law.
We're watching Suits one episode at a time.
It's a show so nice, I've watched it twice.
And a show so great, I'm watching it late.
Thanks so much for tuning in.
Maggie's never seen it and Amanda's obsessed. They don't wear fancy suits, they are casually dressed. They are sisters-in-law and they got a show about a law firm drama that aired a few years ago. Only Suits fans, only Suits fans. Only Suits fans, only Suits fans. Only Suits fans, only Suits fans. Only Suits fans.
This is Season 8, Episode 5, Good Mudding, and Season 8, Episode 6, Cats, Ballet, Harvey Specter. What a name.
What a name.
What a couple of episodes.
These were good. I liked them. They had some common themes.
Yeah, you showed up when I was watching them very late.
Yeah, well, I was watching them right before I showed up.
Sure.
So we were both fresh off.
We were fresh off
This
some
is
Suits.
basically like a Suits LA episode.
Basically.
I just watched it.
Yeah, except we're not camera ready. Or are we always
I'm
camera
always
ready?
yeah. You know what? We should start just going live every time we record them.
Okay.
We could now that you don't have a job.
Yeah, that's fine.
That you have to report to someone and they're like expecting you to be in a meeting.
Yeah, no,
You
I can
just go
record
live.
during the day and
It's like, yeah, I do what I want.
I do what I want. I make my own rules. To be fair, I'm still looking for work. I don't have a job, but if you'd like to hire me for corporate training and or real estate in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I am available.
We could go live on LinkedIn and then it's an advertisement for you.
Can I just tell you right now how many people would not hire me if they heard this podcast?
0. Everyone would hire you. They'd be like, whoa, this woman, look at her. She makes her sister-in-law look so good on a podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Impossible. She gets along with her sister-in-law.
I
She
do.
should lead our HR team.
Somebody said on the trip, they're like, Krista, my new friend. She was like, so wait, your sister? I was like, no, she's my sister-in-law. She's like, I feel like you said sister. I was like, well, I talked to her more than I talked to my brother. So
I was thinking, I was like, I kind of do have a sister. Mm-hmm. You're my sister.
yeah, you're my sister.
But not in a way that makes it weird that I'm married to your brother.
No.
Like in a good, healthy way.
Yeah. No, but she kept saying, I think you're saying sister and not sister-in-law. And she's like, and you say Maggie first. I was like, well, I talk to Maggie all of the time. I was like, I've been texting her the entire time I'm here. I was like, but we've always talked a lot. I go, we also used to work together.
Yeah.
I said, Kyle and I had our time growing up.
Yeah, we were children together.
Yeah, and now Maggie and I are adults together.
We also look like we could be sisters.
Oh, man. I stumbled upon that picture of you dressed as me for my birthday party, and that is freaky AF.
I just love that your dad posted that on National Daughters Day.
Oh, yeah, a picture of
me
of
dressed
you.
as you.
And said, Happy National Daughter's Day. I love you, Amanda. And then you commented, LOL, this is me. My father, he only has one daughter. He's one daughter. He had one job, which was to remember who his daughter was, and instead posted a picture of his daughter-in-law dressed as his daughter.
That's one of the funniest things that's ever happened. I think my sister-in-law, Kate, texted me like, is this a joke?
He's like, no, he's
I think
confused. He's really confused.
I love it.
Man, that's great. He's also, if you just are just now tuning in, is the
Voice behind
our theme song. Mm-hmm. He scored and wrote that song, and then we got drunk and came in and recorded
and gave him lots of notes. Your dad, who's like an actual musician, and then we were like, no, let's do it like this.
And,
all I said is fine.
And then he left, and we're like, let's speed it up and add our voices. And we were so drunk, and we sped it up, and then added ourselves in the background. It was supposed to be a solo endeavor.
No, someone once commented on our YouTube, like, that theme song, though, and I didn't know if they were like, it's awful or it's fabulous, but I'm choosing to believe that
it's fabulous.
That our voices and the speed upness of it added to it.
It's real special. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going to have to get going because while I don't have a job, I do still have to edit.
Yeah, all right, let's do it. I have a brief.
Okay.
These 2 episodes are full of teenage angst. From Alex's daughter to teenfluencer, why can't all these grown-ups just be cool? Donna dips her pinky into being Harvey's philosopher, Harvey dips his finger into being a forgiving divorce attorney, and Louis sacrifices his full body mud for dipping his finger in a tiny mug of fatherhood. Meanwhile, Samantha makes Alex and Donna mad for doing things her way before making them glad she is ultimately on their team. Donna's friend loses her job, Marcus almost loses his children, but all these problems can easily be solved when you have Zane Spector lit on your side. So that's my brief, and I'm not going to apologize for it.
You don't need to. These people don't apologize for their stuff.
They don't apologize for nothing.
Let's kick it off before the credits. Sheila, early in the morning, confronts Louis about the possibility that he is shooting blanks. This is very much reminiscent of a performance review. Like a retro, yes. Like your biannual retro that you have at work. It was like, please sit down, Louis. I don't think that you can get me pregnant. It was just like, do you know how to get a woman pregnant? I did not like the way she was talking to him, rather than like, hey, it's not working yet.
And also, they just started trying.
Yeah.
It's like, chill
and they're
out.
Not 20.
No,
right. So, anyways, she's made an appointment for both of them to get their reproductive organs checked. And he's like, okay, I'll go do it.
Which I think is good. Like, they really want to have kids. They are not spring chickens. It's good to go to a doctor and just check things out. But you don't need to accuse him of shooting.
I don't like it.
Yeah. Lewis then asks Harvey if he has ever tested his sperm because he's feeling anxious about it. And he's also like, I've never had to do it under duress or with pictures because I only ever think about Sheila when I, masturbate. So this is going to be very hard. Mm-hmm. And Harvey's like, well, you know what you got to do. And he goes, yeah, I have to think about an inanimate object.
Yeah.
And Harvey says, okay, yeah, sure. He's like, what do you think about? And Harvey leans in and he goes, tomatoes. Mm-hmm. And then they shake hands. And it's like, Harvey does not think about tomatoes when he's masturbating.
He's bullshitting.
But it gives Louis something to think about.
Right.
So then they shake hands like awkwardly and Donna enters. And she goes, oh, what was that all about? And Harvey's like, you totally were listening because you have the conference room bugged. So I'm sure you were listening to this conversation too. And then he's like, and you know that I'm not into tomatoes. I'm into whipped cream and strawberries. And they have this very like flirty.
Oh, it's so flirty
sexual,
out of nowhere. Yeah.
Like, okay, y'all.
He's coming on to her and then she's like, you're crazy or you're stupid. And then he kind of backs off. Like,
yeah, but it was like a flirty or stupid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like I don't like it.
Yeah.
But then she tells them, listen, you got to call Marcus because he really needs you. And that's why he called me. And you need to call him today.
Today, Junior. Marcus is at the restaurant when Harvey calls him. He tells Harvey he is getting a divorce and he hopes Harvey will represent him. Marcus had an affair. And right now, he doesn't care. He just wants to make sure he doesn't lose his kids. And Katie's his ex-wife, has hired like this shark. And so it's like, I need another shark.
Yeah.
I need a shark attack.
You can't have a mediator lawyer if the other person is a shark lawyer.
No.
Divorces are so messy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then we hear our favorite song. A greenback boogie.
Okay, first storyline in this episode, Alex's daughter named Joy. And she is a joy. I'm so glad she is here. I love seeing Alex's kid in the flesh. And I wasn't expecting her to be like 15.
Yeah.
I was kind of expecting her to be younger. So it's nice that she's this teenager. And she's just pouring a ton of sugar. She's in the break room. She's been suspended, so she has to go to daddy's work. And she's just pouring a ton of sugar into her coffee because she's a kid and coffee's disgusting. She's sassing him super hard. Once she leaves, Gretchen comes in and she goes, oh gosh, the associates are getting younger and younger. And Alex is like, that's not an associate, that's my daughter. And she goes, I know. I can see 9th grade pushback from a mile away. Like, she gets kids. So Alex is like, okay, I need your help, Gretchen. And she's like, well, she might want to listen to someone else that's not you, someone cool. And Alex is like, perfect, like you. And she goes, not me, you dodo. Like, I'm not cool to her. It needs to be someone cool to her. So he's just sipping his coffee, looking out the break room window, brainstorming cool people that he can connect his daughter with.
Brainstorming cool people. Alex asks Samantha to represent him in Williams versus Williams, which is him versus his daughter. And Samantha also suggests that maybe she doesn't need to listen, she needs to be heard, and agrees to sign up for it.
Which I thought was nice.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Gretchen said too. Like, maybe she doesn't need you to talk to her and tell her what to do. Right.
Yeah.
Samantha then checks in on Joy, and Joy is like, listen, I know why you're here, and you are not cool. So I'm not going to listen to you either. But Samantha's like, well, why don't you tell me your story about why you're suspended, and I'll tell you mine. Because Samantha was actually suspended 3 times. Joy tells her that she bleached some colorful language in the football field that will not come out for a very long time. And Samantha admits that she stole the principal's car. So now all of a sudden she is kind of cool. And Samantha tells her, like, you just need to know which rules to break. And she asks for Joy's help on a case.
Samantha coaches Joy on how to bluff, and Joy buys some bagels and some pastries at this coffee shop. Joy returns without the bagels, but she does come with a recording of the men's conversation, which is like super clutch.
Yeah. Because they're there at this coffee shop to pretend like they're hearing something from this meeting.
Yeah.
And then they actually get to hear it. Samantha then takes Joy to this deposition with the same guys from the coffee shop. And she's like bluffing hard, right? And she's like, yeah, I'm not going to tell you the evidence we have because I want to get you on video saying that you absolutely did not steal my client's patent so that when I drop my evidence in open court, you get charged with perjury as well. And then she tells them, actually, we have a conversation from this here 15-year-old of you saying exactly the bad stuff you did. So they're now ready to settle. Yeah. It was not just a bluff. They actually had something to get them on it. And this was good. Good little team.
We got them by the bagels.
Got them by the bagels.
We got them by the bagels.
Got them by the bagels.
Joy presents Alex with some churros and updates him on her day helping Samantha. But upon hearing how Joy has been used, Alex says, keep the hell away from that woman. He's super pissed. He goes and he confronts Samantha and calls her a piece of work. Alex says a parent's job isn't to teach the kids how the world is, but how the world should be. And Samantha says that she treated Joy like an adult. So here's my first step up for you.
Yeah.
Do you agree with Samantha's approach, or do you agree with Alex's sentiment about you're supposed to teach the world, children, how the world should be, not how it is?
I think that I probably lean more towards Samantha's of like, you live in this world, and so like, let me be honest about things that I've done in the past. Let me talk to you and hear what you're saying. But at the same time, it's like, it's not cool to steal a car, and it's not cool to bleach a football field.
Right.
So there is some like consequences to that, you know? Like, I understand why Alex is frustrated.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I didn't want my daughter to get wrapped up in a potentially illegal thing that she did just to help a court case. Like, you know, I understand both sides of it.
Yeah.
And I did like the idea of like an adult should teach a kid how the world should be.
Yes.
Like, you shouldn't bring all your drama from your life into raising your kids and color their perception.
Right.
You should let them make their own mistakes and form their own opinion.
Sure.
But also with like an ideal, you know, like
so
this
both
is what it could be.
So it's
both
like
and.
Both.
Yes and.
Yes and. Okay, that's good. There's also no wrong answer there. So
no, there isn't.
It's your
but
opinion.
I really hedged my bets in case there is.
Yeah. Joy goes to see Samantha and calls her dad an asshole.
Which is, whoa.
Yeah.
I was like, girl.
Dang, you're not showing the world how it should be. Samantha says she was the one who was wrong. And she says she wasn't just suspended, she was expelled. And she got her shit together to get a scholarship. Joy says that she won't need a scholarship, that she's rich. And
I was like, oh no.
Dude, yeah.
Oh no.
Samantha says Joy has no idea how lucky she is, and her dad is smart, and he is also the cool one.
I loved how Samantha handled this, because it is like, at the end of the day, she thought she was doing what Alex wanted her to do the first time, right? And then when Alex was like, that's not what I wanted you to do, she backed up the parent and was like, no, because Alex is not doing anything wrong here. Right. Alex is trying to be a good dad to his daughter, and she supported him on that. And so I thought that was important.
Yeah.
That was like the classiest, best thing.
Yeah.
So then Alex goes and he apologizes to Samantha for what he said about her upbringing, like, because he kind of implied that she had a messed up upbringing and she was messed up because of it. And thanks her for what she said to Joy, like that she had his back. Then he also tells her, you know, I need to be upfront with you. You told me that Zane promised you the next name on the wall. Well, Harvey made the same promise to me. She's like, interesting. And then they shake hands. They're like, we're going to do this. And she goes, may the best woman win.
Oh, man. Da-da-da-dang.
Da-da-da-da-dang.
Speaking of winners, what rhymes with winners?
Swinners. What sounds like swimmers? Swimmers. What sounds like swinners?
Swimmers. Lewis is swimmers. Lewis struts into the fertility doctor ready to make a deposit, and the receptionist said that she has everything that they need, but they don't have a Forbes or a Wall Street Journal. And she was like, what? She's like, he's like, America's paper of record. She does have the real estate section of the newspaper, which is just enough to make him super horny. To which I say same.
I love the real estate.
I love that he was like, what? I was like, that's such a great deal. Because I saw a house come through on the MLS, but like that thing got me out of bed.
Yeah, you were like, I'm going.
Like, look at that deal.
I'm ready to make a deposit.
Look at that deal.
Deposit on a house.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. When he gets back, Donna gives him a gift of hand sanitizer for all that hard work with that guy who was jerking him around, like very innuendo.
Yeah.
But Lewis is just not in the mood to joke around. He jerked around. Now he's not ready to joke. He's worried that he can't have kids. Like, this is all he's ever wanted. And now the reality of, like, he doesn't know if he can has really sunk in.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, maybe you've never worried about it because you don't need to worry about it yet. Like, kick this can down the line and don't cross that bridge until you get to it.
Second depo for you. What's a can you've been kicking down the road for a lot longer than you thought the road even lasted?
You know what's crazy is that school's out. School is over for the kids.
Next week.
Yeah, Monday for Robbie and then Friday for the kids.
Okay.
And that's something that I've been really like, while the kids are in school, I'll do this. And then all of a sudden it was like, countdown to the last 5 days of school. And I was like, oh.
And you're moving.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, oh, damn. So just going to keep kicking it, though, because eventually I got to pick the can up.
Yeah,
you know?
which you have to pick them up around 3 o'clock on Friday. Or they probably have an early release.
Yeah, they do. They have an early release. And Robbie has an early release on Monday. And then also Friday is Arthur's birthday. So it's I have to be there for birthday party at school.
Yeah.
And then the next day is their birthday party
yes.
at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
And then that Wednesday, I think, is Kyle's birthday. And I've not really thought much about anything. I bought stuff on Amazon for giddy bags.
Great.
So let me know if I can help. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what there is to do because the can's down there.
So far down the road.
I kicked it so hard.
If I get a running start and I happen to see what the can looks like, I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, let me know if you see any cans on the road.
I'm still want to do my adventure day with each of them if they'll
great.
allow it.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know.
Sure.
Robbie, you never know, but he came and ran and jumped in my arms yesterday.
Yeah, he loves that. You know, Robbie gets a bad rap. No one wants to keep Robbie.
I do want to keep him.
Yeah, keep him.
So I told him, I asked him, I was like, what do you want to do in your adventure day? He's like, I don't know. And then I told Arthur, I was like, are you thinking about it? He's like, I will now. And then MJ's probably already got it all planned with an agenda.
Yeah, she told me that she's going to London with you and she wants to go to Asia too.
With me?
Well, with Kyle, she said.
Oh, with Kyle?
Because she's like, I miss Dad. And I was like, well, like, make a list of things you want to do. And she was like, okay, I want to stay up till 11 p.m. and then I want to go to Asia. And I was like, okay, no, I was thinking more like you want to play checkers.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm excited if she ends up wanting to be a little traveler.
She will.
Okay.
She's going to be so happy. Yeah, I was telling you earlier, and I'll tell the listeners that this Aunt Amanda over here done made my daughter say things like, I only want to travel first class. And I was like, MJ, you're not traveling first class. And she goes, no, because this is a big trip for me. This trip is, first of all, let me tell you, she is 7 years old. This is a trip for her 10th birthday.
And she's talking about it all the time.
That she has made Amanda sign a contract
I have a contract to ascend on Christmas Day of 2024.
Yeah. And so she talks about it about once a day. She brings up how she's going to London for her 10th birthday, but technically when she's 9.5 because she's going to go in the summer.
Which that makes sense.
Right. She just wants to make sure that it's clarified. She's like kind of bumping it up to 9.
That's fine. I mean, yeah. Also, I happened to tell her that there is a train that goes underwater.
Yes.
From London to Paris. And
now
showed
you're
her a
going to
picture of it.
Paris.
And so now we're going to be stopping in Paris for a
Yes.
few days because she has to do that.
Yeah, she has to do that. She also has to fly first class because this is a big deal for her. This is her first time going to Europe. She's never been to Europe, and she just wants to do the best of the best. Also, she told me that you should take her for 10 days.
She did say that.
Because it's her 10th birthday.
She did say that.
And so anything less would be, like, she's like, it doesn't make sense to go for less than 10 days for my 10th birthday.
To be fair, if we're going to London and Paris and you've got to allow a day of travel for each, then it's 4 in each city. So she's not wrong.
I told her she's going to be a great attorney because she was getting on to me about something. Oh, it was about how I got a traffic ticket once, and I got it because I turned right in a right turn only lane, and I didn't use my blinker. And then she started arguing for the cop. Like, yeah, well, he should have given you a ticket. And I was like, okay, well, you'll be a great attorney one day, but if I hired you, how would you argue my case? And then she goes, oh, I'd probably say, like, you know, she wasn't hurting anyone. This was a safe turn. It was a right turn. And I was like, those are all really great points. And she goes, but I wouldn't be your lawyer because I don't agree. You're my daughter.
She's going to be a federal prosecutor.
She's like, you have a blinker. You're supposed to use a blinker. I was like, you're 7 years old. Knock it off.
Oh my gosh.
I know. It's hard to have an attorney as your daughter. Like, I love having an attorney as a father because I go to him and he just loves me unconditionally and
but your daughter's got serious
But my daughter's
judgment.
like, you broke the law. And I was like, one thing you need to know about the law is that it's up for interpretation.
Oh my God. I can't wait for this trip.
Oh, you think that you are stubborn or like have a strong will. You're about to get 10 days of doing whatever your niece wants.
But that's okay.
It's okay. It'll be fun. You have 2.5 years to prepare.
Yeah. Really, 2.
2 years.
We have 2 years.
2 years.
It'll be here before we know it. Might as well just go next year.
You say that, she's gonna work on you and you're gonna get it.
And I know.
She's gonna have you taking her on a trip every year. And the boys will be like, when are we going on our trip? And MJ will be like, no, this is my...
I go with
This
Anna.
is the anniversary of my trip to London. We are going to Shanghai. This is the anniversary of my trip to London and Shanghai. We're going on a cruise. She wants to go on a cruise. She wants to go on a cruise, a Disney cruise, but wants to go to Jamaica. I was like, it doesn't go to Jamaica. And she goes, well, we'll figure it out. Okay, so... Okay, yeah.
Donna gives Lewis hand. Wait, we don't.
So then Lewis asks Donna to come with him to the doctor because he got a call and the doctor said you need to come in person, which he's like, this is not good, right? But she says, no, you need to go with Sheila. And Lewis makes a good point. He goes, I don't want this doctor to tell Sheila if I can't have kids. I want to be the person to tell her. But Donna says, well, then you need to go alone because I don't think if I was Sheila, I would like that you went to your fertility appointment with another woman.
It's great advice.
Great advice.
Ooh,
she's real sage in these episodes.
Yeah, we were talking about this. Donna's like dropping all the wisdom.
Season 8 is Donna. Donna's great.
Yeah. The doctor is happy to inform Lewis that his sperm count is incredibly healthy and he could impregnate any healthy woman. But his chances of getting Sheila pregnant would increase by 80%, which is crazy, if he would stop mudding.
This feels like total fiction to me.
It's like a total fake statistic.
Like this is anyone who's gone through fertility would be like, what the farce is this? Yeah. I feel like that's nuts.
No dirt on your balls, and that's what's going to increase
your
no.
80%. Yeah. So then Sheila presents Lewis with a little umbrella cocktail when he gets home because she knows this is a stressful situation. And he tries to avoid telling her about the mudding situation. He goes, yeah, I'm totally healthy. Everything's good. And she goes, well, your doctor told me about the mudding, right? He says, I promise you, Sheila, I will not mud anymore.
Right. Then Lewis greets Gretchen, who is busy because there are about 16 things scheduled and rescheduled, and she has to go to the dentist, and Lipschitz is out of town, and then Lewis hears everyone in the office saying mudding. Like, he's kind of like...
Good mudding to you.
Good mudding to you.
Good mudding, mudding. Mm-hmm. And what does he do? What does Lewis do, Amanda?
He breaks his promise.
What does he do?
He goes, and he gets a good mudding.
Because why?
He's stressed.
Yeah. And what did he promise Sheila?
He wasn't going to mud.
And did he keep that promise?
He didn't.
Okay. And Sheila confronts him.
Yes.
And she goes, you have mud under your fingernails. And he goes, well, it was just so stressful. And she goes, okay, but you need to be able to give things up for this child, right?
Right.
You need to be able to do that, because what happens when they're sick and we have a deposition, or the school calls and we're in a meeting, or something happens and we want to go to the ballet. And he goes, well, I'll give that up for them. But he's not willing to do it for Sheila. And she gives him the list of, she's like, I'm not doing coffee. I'm not doing soft cheeses. Like, I am giving things up already. Mm-hmm. And I'm not a mom yet, but you got to be giving some stuff up too. Mm-hmm. And that kind of sticks with him. I thought that was a great speech by Sheila.
It was great. It counteracts her performance review of his sperm.
Right, exactly.
Early in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Donna brings Lewis a warm mug of mud in a World's Greatest Dad mug with similar lit up branding. And he dips his pinky in it and he is in heaven.
Because he cannot put his balls in it, but he can have a pinky full of mud.
Yep.
So weird.
It is weird.
Okay, Marcus is getting a divorce.
Yeah, he is.
Harvey fills Donna in about Marcus cheating and that being the cause for the divorce. And she's like, hey, are you absolutely sure you want to take this on?
Yeah.
And Harvey's like, he's my brother. And also Robert Zane has already approved it because family always comes first. So he's like, I gotta help my brother.
Harvey arrives in Boston and he goes to see Katie, which is Marcus's wife, and he tells her that Marcus still loves her and he needs to know if there's any way to work this out. He warns her that the second lawyers get involved, it's going to get really messy. And he's not wrong.
Yeah, she's like, you can't talk to me anymore without my attorney present if you're representing him.
Yeah.
So then Harvey's an hour late to meet with Marcus, but his little visit with Katie got him sanctioned, which is going to be a fine. Because he's not supposed to talk to her if he's representing Marcus.
Right.
But it could also mean that, like, if there's a toss-up in the trial, the judge is most likely going to rule in Katie's favor. And despite all of this, Harvey promises Marcus that he will get him a peaceful settlement. Big promise to make.
Right. Katie and her little pixie cut attorney, they come in, and I can't remember where she's from, what she's been on.
I didn't recognize her.
Yeah, I recognize her. And she comes in, and they are there to seek sole custody. Harvey tries to mediate and be chill, but the lawyer is not. And then it's revealed that there is a different, real reason for the divorce, and it's not just an affair. Marcus was gambling again, and he had told the kids to lie for him and keep his secret. Harvey tells him he's not just a shitty husband, he's a shitty brother. Ooh.
Yeah, the secrets are no fun.
Yeah, secrets hurt someone.
Yes. Oh, that's interesting. Is that how you learned that phrase?
Secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
Oh, I learned it. Secrets are no fun unless you are part of one.
Oh, wow.
I like yours a lot better.
Mine is from an upstanding citizen. Yours is about ready to commit a crime. Gonna have to hire MJ Austin to be the attorney.
That's funny. I wonder if that's regional or...
Great. Are you saying in Texas we're just a lot more like upstanding citizens?
I don't know. Can I type in and see? Finish this sentence. Google. Secrets are no fun.
Unless you share with everyone.
Unless you share with everyone.
Uh-huh.
Secrets hurt someone.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
It's different.
Let's see. This is so interesting to me. Yeah.
So yours is your secrets are no fun unless you are a part of one, and mine is secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
Yeah, but that seems to be the correct one. Well, I like yours better. I'm going to start saying that.
Okay.
So secrets are no fun. Secrets hurt someone.
Mm-hmm.
Then, speaking of secrets and a shitty brother, Harvey's mom comes down to his hotel to talk about Marcus. And she goes, listen, you're right. I understand why you're furious. But also, Marcus has never been as strong as you. Which I was like, oh. And also, he's so good at forgiving people. You cannot let Marcus lose his children. You need to forgive him. Mm-hmm. She also takes responsibility and says, this is my fault because this is what I modeled for you guys. I modeled secrets being so fun. Yeah. And they're not.
Because really she should have been modeling the secrets hurt someone.
And now she recognizes that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, okay, well, before
I appreciate this accountability.
I do too. I do too. Healing generational trauma here. Mm-hmm. But he's going to sit down and ask her a whole bunch of questions before he agrees.
Mm-hmm. Harvey goes to see Marcus at his restaurant. where he's pouring himself a drink. Harvey has figured out a way to get shared custody, but if Marcus gambles again, he loses the kids. But Harvey is going to have to present Katie as an unfit mother, and Marcus refuses to let him do this.
Yeah, he's like, remember when your daughter broke her arm and she didn't answer the phone because she was in a meeting? And like, remember when your son got lost and she didn't go for 3 hours? And it's like, okay, he's just compiled every mistake she's ever made. And it's like, oh gosh, what a worse nightmare.
Right.
Harvey then once again goes to see Katie to remind her lawyers make things messy. He shows her the list of all the times she wasn't there for her kids. And it's like, Marcus won't let me use this because he wants to reconcile. He wants this to be peaceful. Whether or not the marriage gets another chance, he deserves another chance as a father.
Okay.
Katie's like, okay, I will think about that.
Donna picks up her cell phone, and it's Harvey, and she immediately knows he has fixed everything. He tells her it's the hardest thing he's ever done, and she offers some sage advice. They have very much like a romantic type husband-wife combo here. About
It was very therapist-y too, right? It was like Paul, like he's calling her, and she's replaced Paula as the woman he goes to for advice and therapy,
right?
In a relationship-y type way, not a therapist-y type way.
All right, episode 6, Cat's Ballet, Harvey Specter.
Before the credits, Donna asks Alex to take on a pro bono case for this charity that she really champions, and it's to help young girls. She has already checked with Robert. She has the A-OK, but Alex is like, I'm actually too busy to take it on. Find someone else. Then
Lewis asks Katrina to help Emmett Ford with his online company, and he can't handle it himself. He needs us to make senior partner, and that she has to impress Paul Porter. And he promises if she can do it, she'll be senior partner next quarter.
Huge promise.
It's a big promise.
Huge pressure trying to get this guy on the New York Stock Exchange.
Promises are no fun. Promises hurt someone.
Harvey is on the phone with Marcus, and he realizes like they're going to go through with the divorce, and Harvey is not happy about this. Then Lewis comes in and tells Harvey that Dominic from McKernan Motors is going to be taking an offer by Aston Martin to buy McKernan Motors. And now that Dominic is Lewis's client, he's going to encourage him to do so. Then Donna comes in to tell Lewis that Joan Walsh is there to see him, but Lewis is like, I actually can't meet with her because I need to go have sex with Sheila. So Harvey's like, okay, fine. I'll just be babysitting Joan, and I'll be letting Dominic sell his company. Whoop-de-do for me. I'm the only person working.
Right. Joan is there to talk about a model based in Cleveland who has said that her product hurt. Joan is there to talk about a model who is based in Cleveland who has said that her product hurt her skin. She has 50 million followers and it is tanking her company. She needs Harvey to get the video down.
I love when she says there's a model. Harvey's like, is she in Miami or New York? And she goes, Cleveland. Like she's in Ohio. She's a 16-year-old teen.
Yeah.
Her manager's her mother.
That's crazy.
Ugh.
And then we hear our favorite song. A Greenback Boogie.
The first storyline, this charity case, this charity that Donna loves, which is run by her friend, Peggy. Peggy is the leader of this charity. So Samantha does a walk and talk with Donna and offers to represent this charity. But Donna doesn't think that she's going to be the person for it. She's kind of trying to like push her off. But really it's because she just cannot trust Samantha. And Samantha's like, okay, well, I'm going to convince you. And she does convince her to let her take it on.
Alex is the person who told Samantha about Donna's charity because it kills 2 birds with 1 stone. And he presents her with a $5 million check to give to that charity.
Yeah, which is pretty nice.
Yeah,
$5 million. Donna is then getting ready for a gala for this charity.
Gala.
I say gala, and I know you say gala because earlier we were talking about it.
Yeah, but I think I'd go to a gala too.
I'd go to either one. I think a gala sounds like more fun.
You think?
Yeah. It's a gay old time.
It's a gay old time. Okay.
A gala is more like, okay, it's just the gals.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know.
Sorry.
Donna's getting ready for the gala in her office, and Alex comes in and he's like, oh, I'm glad it all worked out with Samantha. Then Donna goes to the gala and sees Samantha there, which kind of surprises her, but also impresses her because it turns out Samantha, if she's going to represent them, she needs to know how these people work if she's going to take this on. And they kind of get along. They decide they're going to go eat a bunch of shrimp cocktails.
The next morning, Donna brings Samantha a coffee. They're friends now, except that Samantha might have found out something wrong. She thinks Peggy, the charity founder, is up to something shady, and Donna wants to talk to Peggy with her spidey senses. She doesn't want Samantha to try and fix it in the meantime. So she's been very clear about this, but we know how this is going to go.
Yeah, I don't actually know if Peggy's the charity founder. That's what I put in there, but I think she's just
she's just the CEO or the executive director.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she's so clear. She's like, do not do anything, Samantha.
This is my friend Peggy.
This is my friend Peggy. Do not do anything.
Yeah.
Well, guess what happens?
She does something.
She does something. Because Peggy then tells Donna in her office that Samantha put a stop payment on that $5 million check, and now Peggy's fired. Mm-hmm. So Donna's like, okay, wait, I'm going to make this right. She goes and she confronts Samantha about it, and Samantha's like, yeah, I didn't listen because I wasn't going to let a client donate $5 million to a charity that's stealing money from little girls. Mm-hmm. They are not friends in the situation. Mm-hmm. Donna then goes to ask Alex to reverse the stop payment for the charity, but Alex is also like, no, Donna, if Samantha says something fishy's going on, I'm not going to have a client pay $5 million to a charity that's embezzling or misappropriating funds.
That's fair. Samantha is packing up to go see Donna, but then Donna goes to see her. She's there to apologize to Samantha, and instead of hearing her out, Donna lashed out. Samantha also wanted to apologize for taking action after saying she wouldn't. Alex is who convinced them both to apologize. They're both in agreement that they have to get this charity to stop scamming children. And because Peggy was not a part of it, then they know what they need to do. They're going to strut in there with their power suits.
Yeah, Peggy's innocent in this whole situation.
Yeah.
Also, I think this is the second time that Samantha's like, I really want to work on this charity because it means a lot to me, the work that they do. But I don't tell anyone about my past.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, this is a charity to help young girls. So I'm assuming something bad happened to you as a young girl and you wish you had a charity that helped you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a mystery.
Right.
But Samantha keeps asking, like, she's really dangling this juicy mystery of like, why would I possibly care about a charity for young girls? It has to do with my past. You know? Mm-hmm. So they go and see James Davenport, who is the head honcho of this charity, who has fired Peggy. Mm-hmm. And they call him out on this 0.3% kickback that he is getting from the vendors he's using. Mm-hmm. And then they are giving him money back. And they're like, listen, we figured this out, and a journalist is going to have a heyday with this. Because this is a big, I mean, if they're having a gala, it's a big charity. Mm-hmm. It's not like some scrappy little startup.
Well, and 3% isn't a rounding error when you're at that kind of...
0.3%.
Yeah, 0.3%. It's not... No, it's 3%, because instead of 5%, it's 5.3. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
0.3%. But it's still like, that's not a rounding error with that magnitude of funds that are coming in.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a significant...
It's also consistent every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what they're using.
They got him.
They got him by the charity.
They got him by the bagels.
By the galas.
Mm-hmm. Got him by the galas.
Mm-hmm. So they say you have to name Peggy as your successor, and you need to resign tonight.
Yep. Is that it?
Oh, wait. Then Donna gets the letter of resignation back in the office, and Peggy's job offer should be in soon. Samantha's like, okay, I think I'm going to start trusting people, and I'm going to start by telling you why I care so much about this charity in the first place. This is definitely a whiskey story. They're going to go meet at the elevators and go drink.
It's interesting they just have so much whiskey in the office, but...
Yeah, I guess they want to go spend money on it.
Yeah.
Somewhere else.
Somebody once said to me, it just feels nice to spend money. And I was like, I was like, you're right, if you can spend the money.
You know what I saw? Someone shared like an Instagram story, like a meme, and it was like, you don't need to just walk around the aisles of Target. You just want to look at pretty things. Go to a museum.
Interesting.
And I was like, that is true. Like sometimes you just want to like walk around and look at pretty things and touch some stuff.
Mm-hmm. But you can't touch anything at the museum.
That is my one issue with museums. I want to touch things.
I almost got in so much trouble at the Palace of Versailles.
Just like reaching out to touch.
Because of that rug that was all bunched up. And I'm like, guys, aesthetically, this is not nice for a photo. And out of habit, it wasn't like me looking around thinking...
I gotta touch stuff.
I literally... So, for context, I was in the Palace of Versailles. Yeah. And a
rug was wrinkled.
There was a rug with a huge wrinkle. You saw the picture?
Yes.
And I literally reached down out of habit to straighten it.
Right.
And somebody was like, and they started speaking to me in French. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like,
they just started hissing
And then she's like, and then they said something in French, and they like pointed at me, and they were like, snap, snap, and I'm like, oh my gosh, am I being kicked out of the Palace of Versailles? It was not. I was just being kicked out of the room. But here's the thing: I had to leave the room, and the rug was still like that. I don't even know if that person went back and fixed it.
That person, I hope, went back and fixed it because you were doing them a favor by
I was
helping
doing the
them.
Lord's work.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
No
Okay.
hissing. Okay.
Anyways.
Speaking of the Lord's work, Katrina and Brian.
Yeah.
Best friends forever.
Or more than best
fuck
friends. Oh yeah.
Buddy fuck.
Yeah.
Friends.
Yeah.
Katrina asks for Brian's help with this Emmett Ford stock exchange case because she knows that Brian makes everyone around him better. And she needs to be her best on this. Then they meet with...
Katrina and Brian meet with Emmett Ford and Mark Aiken and the chairman of the board of the
to
NIC.
talk about Mark Aiken.
Yeah, to talk. So Katrina and Brian meet with Emmett Ford to talk about Mark Aiken, who's the chairman of the board of the NIC. And he's had it in for Emmett since they worked at Goldman Sachs. Katrina and Brian just need on record that Mark Aiken hates Emmett's guts, and they got it.
Yeah, that once they know that he hates him, then they can get the board minutes. Like they
because
can
then it's all
pin it
then
on
it's
him.
they have a right to all of it.
Malicious. So they are depoting Mark Aiken because I guess in their past working at Goldman, one time Mark punched Emmett in the face on the trading floor of Goldman Sachs.
Aggressive.
Very aggressive. And he's like, that's just what happened back in the day. I'm like, oh my God,
Gross.
these men. So they totally egg him on and they're kind of like pushing him. And so finally he holds out that he does hate his guts, but that he's not what kept him off the New York Stock Exchange. Even though he says he didn't keep him off it, the evidence that he hates his guts is enough for them to get the board minutes to be able to see what the conversation actually was.
The board minutes are not going to help Katrina and Brian's case. They are going to order Indian or Chinese food, and they're going to get to work. It's the best. And then Katrina says this is the best masala she's ever had since college. And she went to Princeton, which triggers Brian's memory about a guy named Tony who promised to give him a ride to a Princeton interview, but then he bailed, but then he told his little brother about it. When you do something shitty, you just got to tell somebody. And then Brian gets this masala off of Katrina's face. And it's a little flirty and not realistic because it's a huge glob of masala. That would never happen like that. And then Donna sees the two flirty.
Okay, wait, Depo first. Indian or Chinese?
Ooh.
For a late night working on a New York Stock Exchange court case with your platonic friend and coworker named Brian.
I love Indian food. I think, though, I might go with Chinese if it's late night.
I agree. I also think I love Indian food. You know I love Indian food. But in the office, I'm going sesame chicken.
Yeah.
Fried rice.
I think it's a little safer.
A little safer, a little more like we're eating out of tiny containers.
Yeah.
Don't need to get the naan involved.
No naan. I had something happen to me in Paris. Did I tell you about the pigeon?
Pooped on you.
Yeah. All over me. I was about to finish climbing to the top of that church.
Because Sacre-Cœur.
Yeah, because y'all had, and I was like, hold my beer, here I go. And when I stopped 2/3 of the way up to buy some art and some gelato.
Oh, up just the stairs to get to the church?
Yeah, like I'd gone almost up to that, and then there's that little landing where they have some little artists, and then you can keep going.
Yeah.
So I just stopped. I was like, let me go look. And that's when I was buying some art. And when I turned around to reach into my bag, I was like, what is... And like literally, I became Pigeon Lady. And the artist shut his booth down and had a leather lady he was about to buy say, can you watch this for a second? I'll give you a deal. So this woman from Seattle mans this guy's booth while he takes me into the restaurant, and we go into the men's restroom because it's completely unoccupied, and he helps me scrub because there's shit all over me, Maggie. Like I am...
How nice of the artist.
So gross. So then I go back and I feel obligated. So I buy not 2, but 4 prints. Anyways, I was supposed to be on a food tour in exactly 1 hour and 10 minutes. And I had planned to kind of keep going up and then walk around. Had to race back in an Uber to my hotel to get into fresh clothes. I mean, I was covered in shit.
I can't. Yeah.
And I was like, I could have bought clothes down there somewhere, but I'm like,
you don't know.
Yeah. And so
you have to carry your bird shit clothes everywhere.
Yes. So I had to do that, go back, soak them in the sink. It was such an ordeal. And then I made it back in time. Anyways, I'll cut that. That doesn't even do anything. This does not move the podcast forward.
But you're talking about like Katrina has masala on her face. You had bird shit on your pants.
It looked like a dirty diaper. It was so gross. And then everybody's like, oh my God, it's such good luck.
It's good luck to get pooped on?
To have a pigeon shit on you. And they're like, it's good luck, it's good luck. I was like, oh my God, that's so great. And then I go on this food tour and I befriend everybody, but specifically 3 women in their late 70s who were on a girls' trip from New Jersey.
How fun.
They were so fun. One of them was Jean and reminded me so much of my grandmother. And she was like, it is not good luck. She's like, pigeons are filthy. Don't let these people lie to you. She's like, I'm glad you changed clothes or I couldn't sit next to you. They were literally...
The truth keeper of
It's
Jean,
like, it's if like Bronx Beat, there was 3 of them. And
Jersey Beat.
They had a Jersey, and they had a hot take on everything.
I love it.
But I was wearing the same Kizik's as one of them. She's like, Kizik's. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I'm a late 70s woman from Jersey now. So they were really sweet.
It's funny because my cousins are from Jersey. And so for her wedding, like a bunch of her high school friends from Jersey, Kyle and I were in the same van as them going to the venue.
And this is in Sicily, by the way.
In Sicily, yeah. But I was just like, their energy and the way they were talking, they're like, ah, shit, I didn't put bronzer on I didn't do it on my neck. So I just got this face that's full of bronzer and I look like ridiculous. And I was just like, oh my God.
It's so fun.
The energy of Jersey is so good.
That's how it was.
Energy.
It was so great.
All right, back to this.
I don't even know.
Okay. Brian has no information about Mark Aitken.
Yeah.
Like, they can't find anything on him. And neither does Katrina. But Katrina is a golfer, and so is Mark Aitken. And he has this membership at this club, and he only talks business. And Mark probably talks to his caddy about business. So Brian is going to run over there, try and get info out of his caddy.
Quick run. Rather than a call, we have to go and visit.
We have to go
on
run.
foot.
Right.
In the copy room, Katrina wants to know if this time she really will be senior partner. And Donna says, yes, this is true. And then Donna asks her what's going on with her and Brian. And Katrina is kind of oblivious and says they're just friends. And she would never, feel anything for Brian except friendship. They're married. He has a kid. And she's like, well, look like you're more than just friends.
Yeah,
this is Donna meddling.
Seed. And I really don't. I think Katrina was genuinely shocked. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that she was like
I don't think so either.
flirting with Brian in a way that was anything more than a friend.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like in Suits LA when they're on the 28th floor eating Chinese food, Amanda and Erica.
Yeah.
Like it felt like just, they're working and funny, but I didn't get a romantic vibe.
Yeah.
Then Donna's got to go plant a little seed in there.
Yeah, she's a seed planter.
So Katrina's then freaking out about the case because this is the case and they don't have anything. And Brian's like, okay, well, why didn't you tell me that this was for you to be senior partner? Like, I want to help you be there. Because if senior partner's on the line for you, it's on the line for me too. I'm not just a name on this lawsuit, which is like, an aha moment. The lawyer has changed. So the lawyer that was in there with the deposition for them is no longer the attorney because he could not sign off on an affidavit that he knows is a lie.
Right.
Because of this, they know that he is lying. And Brian's so excited. Katrina's so excited. We can work all night getting this done. And he goes, okay, great. I'm going to order masala. And then I'm going to call my wife, tell her, don't wait up for me, and we'll stay late. And Katrina's like, wait. No. Go home to your wife and your kid. Yeah. And he's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, he's also oblivious to it.
The next day, Brian asks Katrina how it went, and she won. He thanks her for not making him stay. And he tells her about the great night he had with his wife watching The Breakfast Club. She's like, I've never heard of it. Which I was like, wait, what? You've never even heard of it?
I know. She's such a Lewis lit.
And so he's like, well, I'm going to let you borrow it. And she's like, you don't have to do that. He's like, that's what friends do. She's like, oh, okay, friends. Yeah.
And he's like, am I your first friend?
And maybe.
And she's like, no, you're not my first friend. You know that. Come on, Brian. Come on. But I think that they're both, I feel like it's a very innocent relationship that's now been like, ugh, now we're going to have another affair. Great. But speaking of affairs, Harvey's in therapy again, but this time with Dr. Lipschitz. And how did we get there, Amanda?
Harvey meets with the influencer who says that she has been shamed and negatively impacted by Joan. This is a $16 million shakedown, and Harvey's not happy to be sassed by a 16-year-old.
Yeah, these teen girls coming for these men.
Yeah.
Lewis then asks Harvey, okay, like, fill me in on Joan's emergency. What happened? And Harvey's like, I don't need to fill you in because I'm taking it on. Because you weren't here, and I was actually here to do the work. So, Lewis, your services are no longer needed. And Lewis is like, what the heck, dude? Like, she's my oldest client. This is about McKernan Motors. McKernan Motors.
Yeah. Dr. Lipschitz is listening to Lewis talk about all the Harvey issues, and Lipschitz says that Harvey might be the one in the wrong here. And he asks Lewis, what would Harvey say if you confronted him about this? And Lewis wonders if Lipschitz would do couples therapy with him and Harvey.
Yeah, he does. But he's also really happy that Dr. Lipschitz says it could be Harvey here.
Yeah.
They also he's calling Dr. Lipschitz by his first name here.
Which is weird.
It is weird. I don't personally feel comfortable with that, which is why all the notes refer to him as Dr. Lipschitz. I'm just not on a first name basis with him.
Oh, okay. Would you call your therapist by their first name?
I think if they introduced me
Yeah.
by their first name. You know what's funny is like with teachers at school, I call them all like, oh, hi, Ms. and like their last name, because that's how my kids talk to them. I'm like, I could probably call you by your first name. We're all adults here. Okay, so then Lewis tells Harvey our relationship needs tending. And Harvey's like, okay, well, break up with me because I'm busy.
Yeah.
But he's like, I'm not going to couples therapy with you, Lewis. And meanwhile, Donna comes in and Lewis is like, yeah, Harvey won't go to couples therapy with me. And Donna makes a face like, oh, what? What are you talking about? But then she's like, I need a moment alone with the Harv. And she's like, listen, this is about Marcus getting a divorce. And you definitely need to talk to someone about that. Whether it's Dr. Lipschitz, whether it's with Lewis, whatever. But you need to go work this out.
Yeah. Harvey tells Lewis he will go see Lipschitz and he is really going to do it at this time. So Lewis appreciates this. Oh, and he tells him, sit on the left-hand side of the couch. And he does not need to bring his own tissues.
And Harvey's like, why would I bring my own tissues?
Yeah, he's like, I'm fine.
Lewis is like, well, we're probably going to cry.
Yeah.
But it does not go well in therapy. Lipschitz starts by asking Harvey to say the first thoughts that come to his mind about how Lewis thinks. And Harvey goes, cat's ballet, Harvey Specter. And then he goes into a diatribe about like, this is how I think you think, Lewis. You're like, Harvey Specter gets everything that I want without even working. And he's Jessica's favorite. And he's so like, I just wish I could be him. And blah, 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 blah. And Lewis is like, make him stop.
Right.
Tell him what you told me, that he's wrong here. And Lewis is like, Harvey's like, I knew this was about just this being me being wrong or you being wrong. It's not going well. So Lewis picks up and he leaves. He walks out. And then Lipschitz is alone with Harvey and he goes, okay, here's the deal. I think that you probably do need to talk to someone and I'm happy to be that person if it's okay with Lewis. And Harvey's like, I'll think about it.
Lewis picks up a call from Lipschitz who tells him there is still hope and that he wants to start to see Harvey one-on-one. He tells Lewis that Harvey is in pain, which makes Lewis agree that Harvey can see him.
But Lewis is also like a little anxious because of course Harvey's going to steal his therapist and turn him against him.
Sure.
So Harvey goes and he sits down and he sees Lipschitz and Dr. Lipschitz gets right to the point and he shows Harvey that what Lewis just did was what Harvey does historically to Lewis. And it does not feel good to have someone prioritize themselves over work or what you guys have talked about before. And he says, maybe it's painful because Lewis is trying to build a family. Do you think that could have anything to do with that? And Harvey has this realization, this moment where he's like, yeah, it's not fair that my family is falling apart and Lewis is starting a family and he's rubbing it in my face. And Dr. Lipschitz corrects him and says, he wasn't rubbing it in your face. You were kind of just making this mountain out of a molehill.
Right.
So once Harvey realizes that, Harvey's like, well, Lewis is going to have to make space for the baby. What if he doesn't make space for me? And then he realizes he's worried about losing Lewis.
Harvey makes things right with Lewis in the pit where they have a lot of history. Dr. Lipschitz has helped Harvey realize that he pulled a lid and this makes Lewis so happy. And by pulling a lid, it's like he pushes him away because he's afraid of losing him rather than like trying to maintain the relationship. He makes Harvey, which is like standard. People do this all the time.
Yes.
He makes Harvey say that they're brothers from another mother. And then Harvey shakes him down and pops the batteries out of the dictaphone 10 million because he's about to take him out on the town. And he's going to say a lot of nice things about him. And he doesn't want a record of it.
It's very cute.
It is cute.
This dictaphone, I was thinking about how great this dictaphone device is.
It's really great.
And how it's come in clutch for so many cases, but also clutch in so many moments for hilarity.
You know, it would be really clutch is if you had it when you were on a train and you could like pick up other people's conversations just for kind of fun. Hear what their secrets are.
Yeah, secrets are more fun when you dictaphone one.
There you go. Should we maybe try out our dictaphone on a train?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, I think that Harvey's going to start dating Dr. Lipschitz at the start of season 9. Completely unexpected, but exactly the right amount of time after his session with him. So it'll be okay by the APA.
Okay.
I have a history with Harvey. I can't trust him with a therapist.
Sure.
I also think that Katrina and Brian, I just hope that they stay friends. I hope, like, if something happens, they immediately regret it and are like, this is stupid. We can just be friends.
Right.
Because I like Brian and I like Katrina, and I don't think they should be together.
Right.
Sheila, I think, will be pregnant by the season finale, and I think it will be twins.
Okay.
Harvey and Donna, I think, will up the flirtation.
Even with Lipschitz in the picture?
Even with Lipschitz in the picture. I know, it's crazy, but I think he's going to be, like, playing both of them. Stringing Lipschitz along, stringing Donna along. Maybe even Lipschitz helps Harvey realize he should be with Donna. And then Harvey says, no, I want your sweet lips on my shits.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, are we... I feel like we are poised for a return of a main character like Mike, Jessica, Hardman. Like, someone has to be coming.
Stu, Sean Cahill, Jeff
Sean
Malone.
Cahill. Oh my God, any of them. Bring them back. Bring your boyfriends.
Travis
Where's
Tanner?
Travis Tanner?
I know.
We need Travis Tanner. We haven't seen him in like 5 seasons.
I know.
Bring him back.
It's hard to miss someone like that.
I also think the 16-year-old influencer is going to go up against Lewis, who is now taking the case back about Joan. And then I think Lewis is going to be on TikTok, but he's going to be infamous. He's going to be like a meme, like an attorney who's like, he does something stupid, like says one of his dictaphone jokes that doesn't come out right.
Okay.
And he's going to be at trending audio.
There's a lot of really good predictions.
Thank you.
These are really great. If you're listening to this, we will have just finished Suits LA.
That's true.
Because it was a one and done for us.
Which, you know what, I gotta tell you, spoiled me. Spoiler alert on me.
Yeah.
I know that Lewis is gonna have 2 kids.
You do?
Because he said it in the mudding session with Stuart.
Okay. Okay.
I was shocked. I was upset. I was appalled that I got this spoiler after so many years of not. I don't know if they're going to be twins or not. I don't know if they're adopted. I don't know any of these things, but I know that he will successfully have a family.
Thanks so much for tuning in. You can check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple, Spotify, or anywhere else you get your podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a review.
And if you don't know how to start that review, you can say, secrets are no fun. Let me let you in on one. Only Suits fans is so good. You should listen if you could.
That's excellent. We've done the work for you.
We did the work, and you're going to look so awesome you're going to get like an award, an Apple award for podcast reviews.
As a reminder, because it was so long ago, at the beginning.
An hour ago, we gave you this little plug.
We did tell you that if you want to talk about your favorite burger and how much you love Suits by giving us a 5-star review in the review, the first person to do that, I will fly to your city domestically and have a burger with you.
Yeah, if it is in North America. You committed to Canada.
I did say Canada.
And Mexico.
Yeah. I don't know that I'll go to Hawaii, though I'm always looking for a reason.
I mean...
Look, it's negotiable.
It's negotiable. If it's a good enough burger and you write a good enough review, anything can happen.
Let's see what happens.
Burger time!
Bye.